Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the E75 review, the Tier 9 German heavy tank. So, E75 is considered one of the strongest Tier 9 heavy tanks, and I totally agree with it. It's probably the strongest, if not the second one, like after maybe, I don't even know. I haven't played any better Tier 9 heavies, I think. Maybe Conqueror stands close, but the Conqueror is a completely different tank. E75, close range, brawling, epic armor, OP. It's a really strong tank. Like Tier 9, heavy tank, first choice E75. If you wanna have a DPM, a monster machine, then go Conqueror. But E75 is the Tier 9 heavy tank. So the armor layout, the hull is OP. The lower plate is kind of shit, but the upper plate is really good. The turret front is pretty good. Like Tier 10 TDs can pen you in the turret, but heavy tanks and so on will bounce. The top of the turret might be weak, but this tank actually has decent gun depression. 8 degrees gun depression is the same actually gun depression that E5 in front of me and the M103, so American gun depression, yeah! Cupola is quite big though, and since the accuracy changes, it's easy to hit, so wiggle, jiggle and whatnot to avoid being shot in the cupola. Mobility isn't the strongest side, but it's not horrible either. It's not Tier 10 German heavy level of mobility. It's decent. It goes where you need to. It's pretty bad climber after they nerfed the engine of it, but now it can go downhill quite fast, so it's decent. And then there is the gun. 490 average damage, 240 something penetration, 0.38 accuracy I believe, and around 13-second reloads, which makes the DPM quite shit, but this tank is not about the DPM. It's about sitting there, taking shots, and then shooting your hopeless enemies back in the face, like this gentleman right here. As you all can see, it's a aloof. There's one Arty, but I'm still here. I'm taking my chances with the Arty, because if I know if I'm just gonna sit where the rest of my team is, we're just gonna lose here. There's no way we're gonna kill anything from if we all sit in the same spot. So this is a nice position to flank people, and no, not gonna happen. You wanna aim at me, I'm not gonna go out, fuck you. Talking about angling, side scoping is the term which means go out backwards with only your side exposing in slim angle, which is what you wanna do with an E75 like 90% out of the time. Side armor is not that great, it's only 100 I believe, or maybe 120, I don't even know, but probably 100. It's not hard to side scope with an E75, but you have to be careful from the high pen guns, and if you expose your sides a bit too much, they'll pen you with no problems. And man, what a talented fucker that our E5 was, and this was pretty bad. I gave him my side. Look how much of my tank he saw, so no surprise that he penned me there. Equipment wise, rammer, versus stabs, and laying driver ventilation. It's up to you. This is like the first tank ever I've reviewed where I don't use optics, but the optics on the E75 is just stupid. So don't use optics. And I bounced these M103, but take a shell from Arty. Arty's been focusing me the entire game. He hasn't done that much damage either for like 4 minutes, so I'm not complaining. To be honest, I'd much rather take my chances with the Arty than go in front of the 57 heavy E5 and whatnot was there. Bounce another one, and M103 side armor is not good enough. You can see the one shot even bounced off from my cupola, it looks like, and one just bounced off the roof, but here not so lucky. It hits my cupola, kills my commander, which is what you can kind of expect when you peek around like this. Like, he has to get lucky at one time. Nobody's looking at me. Shoot this descent again. Despite the shitty DPM, if you trade shots 1 versus 1 with an enemy tank, you have quite good chances to do a lot of damage, because you do more damage than your enemies and they still have to pen, and you pen more or less every time if you aim somewhat reasonably, especially when the enemies are not focusing on you like this time. The M103 is a real bitch, and I really wish he wasn't there, but there's nothing I can do about him, so I don't risk to get killed by a lucky shot, or well aimed shot, whatever you want to put it, but I really don't have a choice here. I have to keep tabs on that 103, otherwise he's just gonna shoot our E100 on the side, so there's another shot into his track. For the grind of the E75, the stock grind is pretty bad. The engines are horrible. The gun is actually decent. The gun gets really nice reload and really nice DPM. The turret is utter shit. So my recommendation would be start first to get the turret, then get the gun after, because the turret is so bad. Like when you see an E75 with a stock turret, you just bend the turret all the time in the front. The only thing that can bounce on the stock turret is the gun mantle, and it's tiny. So the turret is the first thing you want to get rid of. Then it's the gun, and use torsion bars of course as always. Don't have quite enough gun depression to shoot that guy, so I'm just gonna get lost so he doesn't kill me, which wouldn't be kind of unfortunate. And now we can just play this speaking game all day because I ain't going out there either. And he's a one shot for me now as well. And it's funny how he shot me. He did damage to me once, and I took him down to 500 health. But that is what E75 does. If you can't fan it, it will chew you up slowly but painfully. So. Loading gold is probably half of the thing that half of the people do when they meet in E75, and it helps a lot, but you can still bounce heat rounds as well, especially with the upper plate, and a lot of people will be silly enough to shoot that upper plate as well. Tier 10 game, Tier 9 game, E75 does not care. Most of the tanks don't have guns capable of defending his upper plate, like something like an Object 268 could, or Yak Panzer 100, stuff like that can defend the E75 frontally with more or less no problems, but still, if you keep some distance and if you don't show your sides or lower plate, you have a good chance to bounce anything in this game, as long as they're not shooting gold, because something like a Object 268 heat ground will pen every tank in this game, no matter what the angle is. Well, apart from some space armor, I guess. And of course, there's the T54 famous goal, 320 pen on a medium tank. Why not? That will pen you all day as well. But as far as AP goes, it's a really strong tank. E75, one of the strongest tier 9 heavy tank actually. Oh my god, 10k experience! Well, it's because it was the times 5 weekend, of course. Around 2k experience without the doubles. 5.4k damage, 1.4k spotting, quite alright. I don't remember the potential damage, but you'll see it pretty soon. I forgot the crew skills. Of course, extends repairs, armor, recon, smooth ride, preventive maintenance, all the good stuff really. Safe storage and shit. Yeah. What else there is to add? If you want a pound in tier 9, get an E75. If you like heavy tanks, get an E75. If you don't like heavy tanks, get an E75. Well, more or less, get an E75. That's what I'm trying to tell here, I guess. I might rebuy the Tiger 2, maybe, we'll see. E75 is like a Tiger 2 on a lot of steroids, but sort of plays similarly. Well, not really. Tiger 2 is a bit more of a snipey tank, not the E75 though. So here we go, 4k potential damage, not that much, but then again I get pummeled by Artie, and that M103 didn't, well, he bounced twice I guess, but I didn't really angle too well in there, and I couldn't angle too well there, but still, fair enough. 50k profit, alright with me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next one.